Here is the upgrade to the wire cutting machine. Two major components are the mechanical part that monitors the position of the wire and the control box. The control box will be mounted on an arm off the back side of this up in the air. How this works is this encoder drive wheel here pinches the wire against this cam follower. As the wire moves, this rotates, spins an encoder back here and monitors the position. You feed the wire in through here, through these V-wheels and these other cam followers. These cam followers here are on eccentric axles, so you can adjust them in and out a little bit depending on the diameter of the wire. And then the encoder itself is held in position by a spring just to keep good constant tension on it. Control box has two modes, encoder and machine. Running it in machine is exactly how you have it running right now. It uses the stop that you set to control the wire length, and it just bypasses this control box. You do not need to have this turned on to run in machine mode. If you want to run with the encoder, just flip it to encoder, power it on. You turn it on initially, defaults to 20-inch length. We just needed a value to be there. So my test wire here, I have a mark. At one end is 0, and the other end, that's 28 inches. So we'll set the length in cut setup at 28 inches. And then this is in position, so we hit 0 encoder. That means your wire's basically up against the cutter and it's ready to start running. So we'll 0 that. That shows that the length is 28 inches. So I'm going to pull this guy. Here's the starting mark. Going as close to straight up and down, straight as I can get it. So we're pretty close to being right at 28 inches. I am using a Sharpie, so it's hard to tell, if it's here or here, but it's pretty doggone close. I also pulled it as fast as I could, and it still was accurate. You can see it's monitoring the counts, number of counts. Let's say you're cutting wires and you do a couple of them and they're a quarter inch too long. You come into fine tune setup, and you can change this to adjust. Oops, I said minus a quarter inch. You can change that to adjust the cut length, so now it'll cut 27 3/4 of an inch long pieces of wire because it's set to minus 0.25. And I'll show you that here. Let's change this to a smaller number. Let's change it to 3. 0 the encoder, and let's do 0.2. So now it should be cutting at 3.25 inches. Progress bar shows you how far along it is. It'll turn to yellow as it gets closer, and then when it gets to cut, it'll turn red briefly. Now we're looking for 3.25 inches, so going pretty slow. So it should turn red. The red flashes a little fast. Now we're doing another 3.25. Now I'm just going to pull a little bit faster. See the counts incrementing. Let's say you've done, you've got a bundle of 8 you wanted to do. Do your 8, pull your 8 off the machine, bundle them up, reset the counter, hit go again, and it'll start counting. And that is basically it for the operation of this. Pretty simple.